but no one is safe from an accountant.
Today, my friends, we're talking about the newest game that's going to rock the gaming world. That's right, Transience. This game is straight out of 2056 and it's going to be so awesome you'll forget that you're not actually an accountant. That's right, in this game you'll play as an accountant who's armed with the latest weapons and tech to keep the books balanced. But there is a twist to all this. This time, you are the target. Let's take a closer look at the single-player campaign. You'll play as Eli Reed, an accountant for hire who ends up on the wrong side of the gun. Red-listed and on the run, you'll have to figure out who put the bounty on your head and why. And honestly, when Big Fry said, "Hey, I'm making a game, guys," never in my wildest dream did I think that we would play as accountant, but hey, here we are, and I'll freaking take it. If you're starting to feel a little bit afraid of this harsh single-player, don't worry, because you got the latest weapons and gadgets to help you out. This game is inspired by those gritty narratives we all grew up playing, if you are as old as I am. So, get ready to be at the edge of your seat with 8 missions spread across 7 handcrafted environments. This is a story of one man's journey to escape transience. And I'm very excited to see where they can take this story and what kind of twists and turns there will be throughout the game, because honestly, one of the hardest things to nail in a modern first-person shooter is an engaging and rich story. But I really hope that they nail it this time. And to add a little more spice into the mix, Transience actually has a fully voiced dialogue and comic-style cutscenes to keep you engaged. But that's not all. You'll also get to experience the best of both worlds when it comes to combat and stealth. It's a tactical stealth action game that combines the maneuverability of a third-person stealth game with the slower pace of a first-person shooter. You get to be the shadow in the walls, the specter that takes out survivors one by one. Or, if stealth isn't your jam, just as it isn't for me, you can go in guns blazing if you want to. The choice is completely yours. And with a ton of customizable weaponry, your enemies will tremble at the sound of your footsteps. Speaking of customizable weaponry, powered by the NWS New World Systems, this industry-wide standard has allowed weapons manufacturers to interchange attachments and core parts at will. Take an SMG and turn it into an assault rifle, or take an assault rifle and modify it into a DMR. You can almost do anything that you like. And throughout the story, you will unlock these attachments and weapons via stashes found around the environment to allow you to build and customize weapons on the fly, with 13 base weapons to discover throughout the campaign. NWS allows over 500 different combinations of parts, making your job and survival that much easier. And all of this honestly sounds very, very ambitious. And it might actually just offer some replayability as well. And that makes me wonder, will there be any more modes into this game, or will it just be the campaign? Because I would love to see some kind of horde mode or something to try out all of these 500 different combinations that will exist in the game. Let me know in the comments, what kind of mode would you like to see in this game? A little disclaimer though, there won't be a multiplayer in this game. Reason for it is that this is their first game ever and they want to highly focus on a single player experience. And I respect that. It's hard making a multiplayer game as your first game ever. You need to build your name as a studio, because if you release a multiplayer game and it's not great at start, the player base is just gonna drop instantly and the game will be completely dead. With a single player game, that is not as important. You can build an audience whenever you want to or like to or whatever. The game never really dies, if you know what I mean. So with all of that said, get ready to take on the city of New Houston in 2056. With a war raging overseas, corporations have gained so much influence that they've become the law of the land, and with new digital currency being funded by the war, you'll have access to some pretty sweet technology. If you're thinking shrinking medical tech, magnetic subway lines, and more, you are definitely on the right track. And let's not forget about the NNCG Eclipse suit, developed by Novaskin. This low energy consumption suit is one of the top of the line combat suits and gives you access to gadgets like camera vision interceptor and a flash pulse. And while all of this sounds really neat, there is a fine line you need to keep of adding too much gadgets and stuff in a game and having it, you know, exactly perfect, because if you add too much, the player might feel, oh crap, I'm missing out on a lot of stuff here. So you need to keep it at a good balance with a lot of gadgets, but not too much, and a lot of other good stuff to do in a game. And initially doing research on this game, I am a little bit afraid that there might just be too much added into the game, but I haven't played it yet and I don't have any kind of numbers on how many gadgets there are, but we do know there's a lot of customizations and gadgets to that. So I hope there is a fine balance to it, but time will tell. Transience is being developed by Big Fry, the YouTuber many of us know and love, and he's been around for over 10 years, and during those 10 years he has made some great content, and now he's making an even greater game, I hope. So there you have it folks, Transience is going to be a game you won't want to miss. I honestly think it looks really cool, and it was definitely not what I was expecting when Big Fry announced he was working on a game, but hey, I'll definitely take it. Guys, expect me to do a full review on it as it releases and update you on all the gadgets and different customizations, things, options, you know. I will update you guys, don't worry. Now don't forget to leave a comment down below, let me know what you think about all of this before you head on off to the next awesome video popping up right here.